Hello, and welcome to the crossover, where nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. Please give a warm welcome to Stacks, Yankee P, Rooftop, TP, and Baby T.
What's happening, everybody? And I'm your man, Big T, alongside my tag team partners, the usual cast of characters. This is At Home with the Crossover, and I'd like to introduce my partners to you. None other than the man that brings the Ag swag to the show each and every week. We're talking about Aggie P's in the house. AP, what's up?
Hey, Aggie Pride is nationwide, Big T.
There you go. And then we got the queen, the doctor, the first lady, mama. She's all the entrepreneur. You know, everything you want to think of, she got a nickname for it. We're talking about none other than TP is in the house. TP, what's going on?
Blessings to everyone. It's good to see everyone tonight. Blessings.
There you go. There you go. And then we got Bro Mel is in the house. He's the Elon basketball superstar legend. Look him up. You'll find out. And he's our resident basketball expert, football expert. He brings wealth of knowledge to the table. Bro Mel's in the house. What's going on, Bro Mel?
Hey, praise the Lord. It's glad to be in the house again.
There you go. There you go. And then Birdman, he's wearing the crown tonight, got the belt over his shoulder, got the Eagles flag draped over his shoulder. You know, you find out later on the show why he's gone to this extent to, you know, boost himself up. But we're talking about Birdman is in the house. Bird, what's going on?
You know, we already have a queen, and you know what they say, every queen needs a king.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
All right. And then there is our man. The man that's wearing the sunglasses at night, Radar Charles, blind as a bat. I don't know how he does what he does. Can't see. But hey, we couldn't do it without him. Radar, what's up?
Narrow is the way, Big T, when the Tunnel Crew is coming to play, sir. I'm happy to be a part of the team, sir.
There you go. I love it, man. Hey, and together, y'all, we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel that leads to the lines of competition in the world of sports. Coming up on this edition of At Home with the Crossover, we look back at arguably the best weekend of playoff football we have ever seen. We're going to talk about that and break it down in this show. And we got to talk about a little bit about Tom Brady's future. We got to talk a little bit about Aaron Rodgers' future. And, you know, it's a rough week for a couple of ACC teams, Tobacco Road, the Tar Heels, and the Blue Devils. You know, some things didn't go so well for them. So we got a lot of things to talk about. Most of this show, I can promise you, is going to be taken up talking NFL, because this past weekend was out of sight. Never seen anything like it. And so we're going to start there after we mentioned some breaking news. This just came down the pipe. I think within the last hour and a half, Sean Payton, the age of 58, has stepped down as head coach of the New Orleans Saints. He was hired in 2006 to take over the team, won the world championship in 2009, and 15 years with the Saints. Finished with a record of 152-89, 9-8 in the playoffs. Listen to this, y'all. He went 10-6 his first year. 9 out of his 15 years, he won 10 games or more. He won 11 games, 13 games, 13 games, 12 games, and 9 games this past year. That was his last 5 years, y'all. And the man is stepping away. I don't think he's done. I really don't. I think he's done in New Orleans. He said his heart is not in it. That's what he said. I think he's done in New Orleans, but I don't think he's done. And so we'll see how things go there. But hey, congratulations to him. If this is it, he's going to walk away and retire. Congratulations. All right, let's move on now to the big weekend that just happened. Because we had the divisional playoffs in the NFL. trying to decide who gets to the conference championship games, which will eventually lead to, of course, the big game. And this great NFL weekend kicked off on Saturday in Nashville with the Cincinnati Bengals going into Tennessee to take on the top seed in the AFC, the Titans. And the Bengals, just a week removed from breaking their 31-year playoff winning drought, got it done again. 1916, they won on a last-second 30-yard field goal. And this is after Ryan Tannehill threw an untimely pick at around midfield. And Joe Burrow gets the ball about midfield, throws about a 20-yard pass to Jamar Chase, sets up the game-winning field goal, and hey, Tennessee, you're going home. Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on that game before we move on into the other games, because we got so much to talk about.
Which game is that? The Bengals game, Big T?
Yeah, the Bengals and Titans. Hey, and one thing I love, Aggie P,
Yes, sir.
You love people that put their chests out and stand behind what Burrow said, get used to this. And I like what he said when they said the kicker took a warm-up kick before he kicked the game winner. Said he looked at everybody and said, hey, y'all, I think we're heading to the AFC Championship game. so the kicker is cocky too, man.
Hey, man, look, Big T, I told you about these athletes. You got to have that ego. I mean, you got to have it.
Yeah.
But sometimes they get a little bit out of control. But as far as the game is concerned, it just seemed like even with Tennessee and Green Bay, that bye week, it just seemed like Tennessee was in slow motion to me.
Yeah.
It seemed like Henry was not hitting the holes as aggressive as he usually do.
Yeah.
And I don't know, everybody just seemed to be a step off to me. So, but, hats off to Cincinnati. They played great ball. Burrow did good. I didn't think they were making past Tennessee.
Yeah. Neither did I.
Defensive line that they have. But hey, hats off to them, man. I hope they upset everybody. I hope they
Well, I commend that defensive line, man. DJ Reader, man. He was a beast, man.
Yeah.
He was a beast, man. They couldn't run on Cincinnati. That's and that's what you do. You put it in the quarterback hands. And Shanahan, he throws a lot of picks.
Yeah.
So they weren't gonna let the run beat them this past weekend.
Well, and you know something? I said a 30-yard field goal. I got him mixed up with Gay from the Tampa Bay Rams game. It was a 52-yarder, a 52-yarder. So good gracious. But hey, just a couple of numbers real quick, a rundown here. Hey, that was the Bengals' first road win in the history of the franchise. They were 0-7 going into that game. And Joe Burrow, 348 yards, no touchdowns, but he got sacked 9 times. So for him to still put up 348, being sacked that many times, that was a franchise playoff record for Tennessee, by the way, 9 sacks. So, I mean, crazy
and
game.
Still have that kind of swagger too, Big T.
Exactly.
After the fact, you get sacked 9 times and still got the wherewithal to say, "Oh, y'all can get used to this."
So
He's young.
This ain't no one trick pony, sir.
Get used to it.
That is spoken from a young quarterback. to get knocked down that many times and then go on and say,
get used to it.
Right.
It's
been about 8 years.
Hey, but Aggie P, you gotta have that kind of swagger to go up against what you getting ready to go up against.
Oh yeah,
up in Kansas City.
Yeah,
going under 13 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, TP, your thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest. I was just happy to see some football this weekend.
There you go.
I was happy to see some football.
Hey, and there was some good ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think all the guys just hit the highlights on what was going on.
Yeah. Hey, one of the things looking at too, you talking about Aggie P, they're being young. So you got Jamar Chase over there. This guy had 5 catches for 109 yards. Think about this, yo. You got a young coach, Zach Taylor. You got a young quarterback, Joe Burrow, in the second year. You got a rookie stud receiver in Jamar Chase, who put up over 1,400 yards this year. You know, I mean, so you're talking about a team that's built for the future, but for them, they're talking like the future is now. I mean, even the kicker that made the 52-yard field goal is 8 for 8 in the playoffs on field goals, y'all. You know, so I mean, this team they could be scary in a couple of years. You know,
very.
So, hey, they too young to know, you know, that they're not supposed to be this good.
That's right.
Bird, any thoughts on that game?
I have one issue with that. It's not just the Ryan Tannehill interception that I had an issue with. It was when they went for it on 4th and 1.
Yep.
They ran it.
Yep.
Why is Derrick Henry doing all this juking and jiving instead of just running straight up the gut? That's your job as a running back. You need to know, okay, I just need 1 yard. I don't need, it's not like I need a whole 3 yards or 5 yards or 4 yards. Just run up the gut. Just do it straight up the middle. So I don't understand that.
But Bird, you had to look at that particular play. They had a guy that shot the gap.
Yep, he did.
The guy shot the gap. When he shot the gap, it was over with. When he shot that gap, it's the same one that you're talking about. When they shot the gap down there, he had to bounce, because other than that, he was locked up.
I think if what I would have done on that play is fake the handoff to Henry, because you know everybody expecting Henry get it, hold Tannehill out, because Tannehill's athletic. I mean, he used to be a Dolphin. I saw him; he can run a little bit. I would have had him bootleg off a fake and run out and maybe try to pick up the first down that way. But yeah, I agree with you, Bird. That was bad call.
Yeah.
And AJ Brown had a great game. AJ Brown is an emerging star.
Yep. Hey, 5 catches for 142. Radar, and how about that one-handed touchdown catch, you know?
And the guy had his other hand like a bracelet. Like he was trying to put a ring on it.
That was awesome.
Let it go.
That was a pro catch there,
Hey, and that game was won with 20 seconds left. After Tannehill threw that pick, then they had 20 seconds to get in field goal range and kick the 52-yarder. Hey, moving on real quick. We're probably not going to be able to finish talking about this one before the break, but we'll start. The Green Bay Packers, number 1 seed in the NFC, hosted the 49ers on Saturday night. And, man, it was a bad day for the 1 seeds because, man, the Packers started off the game pretty good. You know, opening drive, went down there, put up 7. You're like, okay, they getting ready to blow them out. And then 49ers clamped down. I mean, we know the 49ers defense is for real, but go ahead, TP.
I had to pray for Radar because we know that's his team.
That's my team too.
Yeah, it is. It's Bromel's team.
You know, the turning point in that game is when the tight end fumbled. That was you was going in for 14-0 right there, and he fumbled the ball. That changed the whole atmosphere right there.
Yep.
You know?
And when you get the bomb right before the half, sets you up for, you know, I mean, you're in perfect position to at least get a field goal, but they were in position to get a touchdown, and they have to end up going for the field goal and get the field goal blocked. You know, and then in the second half, about 4 minutes left to go in the game, they get a punt block for a touchdown to tie the game up at 10. Hey, one of the things that has stood out to me, you remember Tony Romo said, you know, your weakness will beat you. Well, this weekend, Coach Cowher said something that was interesting. He said, your strengths get you in the playoffs, your weaknesses send you home. Okay. If you look at the teams, Dallas was the worst team in penalties, and they set a record for penalties in the first game. They're gone. If you look at Green Bay, their weakness was they couldn't stop the run, and their special teams was dead last in the NFL. Guess what? Those things sent them home. Hey, we're going to continue to talk about this, and then we got 2 more games to talk about. We got other stuff to talk about, and we're going to do that on the other side of the break. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
Hey, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Hey, check us out every Tuesday night. I know you love watching Radar Charles stare off into space, trying to figure out what he's doing. And I know you love to hear Aggie P, rep the Aggies and the Queen, the Doctor, the First Lady, keep everybody in line. And then Birdman with his crown and his Eagles gear. I know, and then, of course, Bro Mel, man, bringing the smoothness to the show. You love all the members of the Tunnel Crew, then tune in every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Once you get there, be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. And then on Thursday night, you can catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show at 7 p.m. And that can be found online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. So that's how you can catch us each and every week. All right, let's get back into our hot topics. Hottest stories of sports may not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. And before the break, we were talking about the Green Bay San Francisco game. Gonna wrap that up real quick. Aaron Rodgers is now 0-4 all-time versus the 49ers in the playoffs. Can't beat them. The goal rush, you just can't get over that hump. And Robbie Gould, man, hit that 45-yard field goal to win the game. And that was after. Remember, we talked about Green Bay having the terrible run defense, and that was an Achilles heel for them. Well, on 3rd and 7, all they needed to do was stop San Francisco. And San Francisco, they handed the ball off to Deebo Samuels, who is a beast running and catching the ball. And he picked up 9 yards on a 3rd and 7. And, like I said, the Achilles heel is going to get you. Yeah. And San Francisco advanced to their 5th NFC championship since 2011. Did y'all realize they've been to that many since 2011? I mean, them boys is, hey, and if not for Jimmy G overthrow in the big game, they might have got a ring, a couple of years ago. So,
Big T.
Yes, sir.
Remember we was talking about the special teams? When they kicked that field goal, Green Bay only had 10 players out there.
Yeah, that's another mess up.
How focused was the special teams this past weekend?
Hey, well, when you're 32nd in the league, when you're dead last in the league, you do things like that. You give up 2 block kicks and don't have enough guys on the field when you need a block. I mean. The special teams coach, I'm surprised he hasn't been fired.
He'll be fired.
Well, if you look at the history of Green Bay, Big T, they have fired a lot of special team coaches.
Yeah.
For the last year or so. Really, I don't understand it because you take a period during the week in your practice and you practice special teams.
That's right.
I mean, over and over and over to it become, kind of, in a repetitious type way. Yeah. But then you get on the field and I don't know. I didn't understand that. I mean, something terribly wrong with that, especially coming from an NFL team.
Yeah. Well, and hey, for Aaron Rodgers, 17 years in the league, only got 1 ring. And now, it looks like they're heading for a rebuild because they're way over the cap. And he said, when he was asked about his future after the game, he said, I'm not interested in a rebuild. That's exactly what he said. I'm not interested in a rebuild. So Going around the crew right quick. Y'all think A-Rod will be back in Green Bay next year?
I don't think he'd be in Green Bay.
Yeah.
He'll be somewhere.
You think he'll be somewhere, but not up there in the frozen tundra, huh?
No. And how did the California boys come to the frozen tundra and play that well, man?
Ain't that crazy? But see,
I just knew that was going to be a factor, man. They had like they was at home.
Hey, defense travels though.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm gonna
tell you this.
5 below.
Yeah, that was a physical game, man.
Yeah,
that was a physical game. Big Dylan, you see, Dylan got out of there. He didn't.
Yeah,
he got dinged up, man. He didn't come back and run.
No, no. Hey, defense travels, and San Francisco has arguably one of the best defenses in the league, and they're putting it together at the right time, clearly. So, Bird, you think Aaron Rodgers coming back?
No.
Green Bay?
Just off of that comment alone, instead of just saying you're not interested in the rebuild, just say you're not interested in staying with Green Bay. But I don't understand how you cannot be interested in a rebuild when half of the league is going through a rebuild.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you go somewhere else, you're going to be a part of a rebuild.
Yeah. TP, is Aaron Rodgers going to be back in Green Bay?
No. But let me tell you, no. But I wanted to read a couple of comments from some of our listeners, and it has been great. So I just wanted to give some of the, give them a shout out. And so I want to say B. Smith, she said that she absolutely loves them earlier. Miss Penny said, Tunnel Crew, you all doing a great job. I'm enjoying the show. Then Bromel, you had Small Wonder, B. Smith. She said, oh, wow, Bromel, with a lot of laughs. So for your comment. And then, Big T, your last comment, Small Wonder said, I doubt it, Big T. So I think he doubts that he's going to come back.
Oh.
Go back as well.
There you go.
And Miss Ann Mitchell, of course, is always saying, good evening, Tunnel Crew, on this blessed day. Blessings to all. Great show. Everybody was excited about the weekend games. Keep up the good work. So keep the comments coming.
There you go.
Like a party over here on YouTube with the comments that's interactive.
Hey, that's all right.
Keep it coming.
We love interaction.
It seems the consensus is they doubt it as well.
That is a no.
Yes.
I don't think he'll leave me. I believe he may have some say so before he jet. If they give him opportunity to share what he may want, he may stay. But other than that, I don't think he'll stay.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, and real quick, you remember how I said your weakness? Radar. What do you think?
Oh yeah, he's out.
You'll pack. And this is coming. Hey, and this is coming from a Packers fan right here.
Right. I knew at the beginning of the year his bad's packed. And then he wanted to throw the Devontae Adams the whole time. Like he's trying to get him to come with him.
Yeah.
Don't sign another contract.
Tell him to cut that hair. That's what kept him from winning. Hey, you remember when I told you Gower said your weaknesses send you home? He said your strengths get you in, your weaknesses send you home. Going back to that Tennessee game, they were last in red zone interceptions because Tannehill threw 4 this year. Well, guess what? He threw 1 in that game too. So once again, your weaknesses send you home. So it's interesting how these things, they seem like just sayings, but they true,
All right, Jimmy G, it's coming.
Say it's coming.
Jimmy G gonna show you who he ain't. It's coming.
All right, let's move on to the third game of the weekend, and that featured the Rams at Tampa Bay, the defending big game champions. And the Rams led 20-3 at the half. It could have been more because they had a fumble at the 1-yard line within the final seconds of the half. And then they led 27-3 in the third, and then things just got crazy. I mean, you had Cooper Kupp fumbling. You had the bad snap. Hey, Tom Brady throws a pick, and immediately, the next play, the center has a bad snap, and Tampa Bay recovers that. And then late in the game with the Rams up by 7, Cam Akers fumbles again. So the Rams did everything they could to give that game away. And then some magic happened. After TB12 performed his magic and tied the game up at 27-27, there were 35 seconds left. And Matt Stafford, who is played, lights out in this playoff, he hits Cooper Kupp for a 20-yard pass. Cooper steps out of bounds. And then the next play, unleashes a 44-yard bomb to Kupp that puts them in field goal range. And I loved him running up there and trying to get all the players because there was a lot of guys lagging. He was like, hurry up, get up here. Spikes the ball with 4 seconds left, and all TB12 could do is sit on the bench and watch as Brady got out Brady. Bring Gay in, and Gay comes in and kicks the game-winning 30-yard field goal, sending LA to a home game in the NFC Championship. Your thoughts, Tunnel Crew, on this LA Rams Tampa Bay Buccaneers game?
Is it me, or did Brady show us the first half that he's out of it? It's his time. And
so
then
it's his time?
I think he showed us that in the first half, because that wasn't Brady. I expected it to be close, but I didn't expect that. Yeah. I expected Brady to come out tit for tat and the Rams tit for tat. But when I saw the first half, I'm like, this is not Brady. And I'm not even a Tom Brady fan like that. I'm just like, this ain't even Brady. This ain't even how he plays. What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. Did it look like he played his last game to y'all? Because to me, he did.
Well, I mean, he was under pressure a lot. And he was getting hit a lot. And we all know if you get pressure on Brady, you got Brady.
Yep.
So that might have had something to do with it, Birdman, because they kept showing the photo of the busted lip.
Yep.
And all I was saying to myself, when all that weird stuff was going on, and all of us was on the feed saying the NFL is fixed, I mean, because it was weird. Everybody have to admit, I just saw Brady with that photo with the busted lip winning by 3. I just knew it was coming, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what center just hiked the ball and the quarterback's not ready? And Akers has already fumbled. Okay, going into the game, he was running with 2 hands over the ball. But this particular play, he's going to run with 1 hand on the ball. And so, I mean, I don't know, just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This GOAT thing with Brady, it got a little weird for me now. I was like, this guy is going to come back and win this game.
Yeah, Aggie P hit it on the head right there at the beginning, man. They pressured him, man, and he was trying to get rid of that ball. You know. And then what happened in the second half, once he settled down, then he turned into his own way. But they put pressure on him in the first half, man. But that's the difference I've seen in Brady in the first half and the second half. Of course, like you said, you had all the turnovers. That helps too. You didn't have all the turnovers, they would have blew Tampa Bay out.
And I love what Bruce Arians said after the game. They asked him, they said, hey, Brady, he almost did it again. And he said, well, hold on. He said, the turnovers helped us. He said, yeah, Brady did his thing, but he said, we wouldn't even had a chance if it wasn't for the turnovers. So defense deserves a little credit too,
Yeah.
So, hey, well, to piggyback off what you said, Aggie P, it was the most pressure he's faced since he's been in Tampa Bay. So, like you said, there you go. TP, you look like you were going to jump in.
Oh, yeah. So we're having a good YouTube conversation going on here. So Small Wonder was saying that, Birdman had an interesting observation. So it started a very good conversation with us. And Aggie P, Small Wonder said, you are hilarious, but it is so true with your comment on what you said. So I also kind of, I've heard some people say, hey, was the game rigged? I've heard that. I've also, and kind of looking at it, I just felt like Brady was off the whole day. From even I've seen Brady lose and I've seen his face, but even at the end, it's like Big T said, with the busted lip and You know, he's 40 something years old. I mean, he had to have protection. And I think that the team knew that if we can get him, you know, to where he's not as protected, or we get him anywhere that's not in his comfort zone, it's going to make him get off. Now, whether or not that is going to have him to be his last game, I seriously doubt it. But then again, I think if he retires because of his own terms.
Yeah.
You know? Well, I know we don't have much time left, but today he went on to talk about the importance of family.
He did.
He went on today, you know, I want to watch my kids grow up. My wife carried us for so long. He started to do that. I'm about to walk away.
Yeah, he sounds different right now.
Yeah, he sounds a little different. Not like, oh yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna retire, you know, when I'm 45. But today he was kind of like, you got to put it all in perspective. You know, my kids getting older, this and that. So
yeah, he usually when they asked him that after a tough playoff loss or whatever, he usually says, "Come on, guys, I'll be back." You know, I'll be back. You know, he's pretty quick to answer it. You know, not this time. So,
well, Penny B3 said Tom Brady need to retire.
I agree.
Retire.
Hey, now we're gonna start the setup for the biggest game of the weekend. Actually, you know what? No, we're not. We'll come back. We'll set up the biggest game, and that'll lead to the question of the day. Hey, be sure to catch this live at home version of the crossover every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. You can find us on YouTube at the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell everybody about it. Then on Thursday night, catch the audio version, the original crossover sports show at 7 p.m. Thursday night. It can be found online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app. Is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. When we come back, it's time for the question of the day.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And hey, catch us every Tuesday night to see us live on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell everybody you know about it. And you'll have a lot of fun, as you can see. And then on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original crossover sports show. It can be found online at WLJF.com. And you can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. Let me correct myself. WLJFradio.com is where you can find it Thursday night, 7 p.m. For the audio version. All right, TP, we have any more social media shout outs or comments?
Well, I just told everybody, to keep them coming. We're just having a good little celebration here. Just want to thank everyone, not only the people that's on YouTube supporting us, but also everyone on our radio station, WLJF, and just anyone who's listening to us and always showing us support. So we really thank you. And thank you for your support.
TP, has anybody asked Birdman to take that crown off yet?
No, right?
I'm waiting on it.
Not yet.
I was gonna post it myself, but I didn't want to pull an inside job.
Well, kinda.
All right, y'all. Well, let's jump into the big one of the weekend. So Bills trailed in the fourth quarter 26-21 with 2 minutes left to go, and they were down to a 4th and 13. And Josh Allen fires a 27-yard strike to give the Bills the lead. And then they go for 2 and get the 2-point conversion, puts them up 29-26. Mahomes then hits Tyreek Hill for a 64-yard touchdown with a minute left to go, puts them up 33-29. Then Allen comes right back and throws a 19-yard touchdown pass, and with 13 seconds left, put them up 36-33. So game is over, right?
That's what everybody thought.
That's what everybody thought. The Bills do not squib kick it. They kick it in the end zone. So no time goes off the clock. And what happens? Well, Mr. Mahomes throws a 20-yard pass, and they call a timeout because they had all 3 timeouts. So they call a timeout. And then he hits Kelsey on another about 25-yard pass. And next thing you know, they're in field goal range. They call a timeout. Roll the kicker out, and he makes a field goal at the buzzer, 49-yard field goal to be exact, at the buzzer to tie the game up 36-all. Kansas City wins the coin flip and goes 75 yards, and Mahomes throws a touchdown pass to Travis Kelsey in the back of the end zone. The Chiefs win 42-36 in overtime. Listen to this, y'all, 31 points combined in the final 2 minutes in overtime. I mean, just crazy. So listen to all these numbers, and then I'm going to hand it off. I just told you 31 points in last 2 minutes overtime, where there was 25 points scored in the last 2 minutes of regulation. There were 3 lead changes, 1 tie in the last 2 minutes. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes combined for 221 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, just unreal, unbelievable numbers. Both guys completed over 70% of their passes, 0 turnovers. That's the first time in NFL history that's happened in a playoff game. Allen, first quarterback in NFL history to throw 4 touchdown passes and no interceptions in back-to-back playoff games. Gabriel Davis for the Bills had 8 catches, 201 yards, 4 touchdowns. First time in NFL history, a receivers had 4 touchdowns receiving in the game. I mean, you're just talking about crazy numbers here. Allen finished with 329 yards, 4 touchdowns, 68 yards rushing. Mahomes had 378 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and 69 yards rushing. Tyreek Hill had 11 catches for 150 yards and a touchdown. And Travis Kelsey, 8 catches, 96 yards, and that game-winning touchdown in overtime. I'm out of breath, y'all. What did y'all think about this crazy game?
I loved it. I mean, I don't want to go first, but I was on the edge, Big T. I mean, for both of those quarterbacks to do, Josh Allen is this the quarterback of the future? I mean, this dude can play defensive end, but runs like a receiver. And will run you over. He's not flying.
He will.
Can I say something back to you?
Do y'all remember the pass when Mahomes was running to his right and threw that laser sidearm up?
Sidearm. Yep.
Man, come on, guys. I mean, I'm loving it. Hey, keep it going. That's all I'm gonna say. Come on,
and Aggie P, they had that look like Bromell got in his eye. Both quarterbacks had that look like they were always locked in. Like, you got to go out here and score.
Yeah.
That's what I like, Bromell. They were locked in. Didn't nobody drop their shoulders when somebody else scored? No. You saw Josh Allen with his helmet on. As soon as he saw Mahomes go down that field that quick, he said, I got to go out here and throw another
too. Yeah.
Yep.
And the only thing kept him off the field was that field goal. That field goal, them getting up that field. Had they did anything else but give them time to score, we would have a whole different conversation.
That's right. Hey, Aggie P, what you said, I'm gonna tell you when I said this guy's the quarterback of the future, and we got to put up with him in my division for the next 10 years. When he threw that 75-yard bomb, that thing was 50 yards in the air on a laser, and hit the guy in stride for it. I was like, good gracious. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
I know, man. I know. It's scary. It's real scary. But hey, and then the cheetah.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Did you see that speak, man? I'm getting too emotional here. All right.
Hey.
I'm gonna take a drink of water. Go ahead, Tunnel Crew.
Who else wants to comment on that game?
Hey, I can't comment on it. I've seen just a little of it, man. It's a little bit too late for me.
Yeah.
So I missed a good one on that last one. So I ain't gonna try to comment on that. But what you guys is saying, it seems like it's a great game.
Hey, if they replay it on NFL Network, just watch the last 5 minutes of it. That's all you need to watch. Turn it on and watch that last 5 minutes in overtime, and you'll see everything you need to see.
Real quick, Big T. My mom said, "Did you see that?" I said, "Mom, I'm looking at it, Mom. Did you see that, Mom?"
Hey, something? It's funny what you said, Radar, because I have had more people this week come up to me and say, "I don't even like football," and I was into that.
Yeah.
So, TP, your thoughts?
I was just gonna say, it's just some great football. I knew when the Chiefs were gonna play that it was gonna be something. I don't know what it is, but I call him a homie, but with Mahomes and with Mahomes.
That's what I call it too, TP.
Yeah, it's just something. It's something about him that when he's on, especially near the end, he's there. One of the things I like about him is he's such a young player, but he is just always learning. Like that time when he lost against Tom Brady last year, he's just always learning. Okay, I need to perfect this so that if I'm ever in a situation again, this will not happen. And if you ever watch, it's almost like he's never in that situation again because he just kind of learned from it. And also just to know that they have scored that many points, like in the last 5 minutes, that just shows you that everybody's bringing up their A game. Everybody's bringing the heat.
Hey, nobody wanted to lose that game.
Nobody. And the wonderful thing about it, now he got to face Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And with the attitude he got, you think he about to bow down to Mahomes? He want that title.
It's gonna be fun.
That title.
It's gonna
be
fun.
If he can take out Mahomes, come on, man. Aggie P and Bro Mill already know you get bragging rights when you take down a big dog like that, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, so that sets up this. Kansas City is now hosting the conference championship game for the 4th straight year. It's the first time in NFL history. They broke Philadelphia's record. They host 3 in a row from 2002 to 2004. Guess who was their coach? Andy Reid. So this guy, he goes places and he makes things happen. Big Red is something else. So that leads to our question of the day, everybody. Was this, and I mean, it's pretty obvious because this whole show, we've all been going crazy. It's like, was this the best divisional round of playoff football in NFL history? And we're going to start with Bro Mel. Give us your thoughts, sir.
Well, just looking at the games I've seen, it's been the best weekend that I have seen, just watching football, over the 40-something, 50-something years.
Yeah.
That the games have been very close and, divisional games like that. I can't see anything else that I have seen like that.
Yeah.
So I would say yes.
Unbelievable. Next, who wants to go next?
I just want to make a small comment. Small one to say Radar is excited about that thing.
Hey, I don't know what he's excited. He can't see, Hey, I don't even know how he talking about these games, man. Because I mean, seriously, he blind as a bat.
Sir, I watch all the games with my mom.
So is Aggie P. LOL. So hey, then he just said the same thing. So that should show our excitement about what we do. So
I know. I was getting a little emotional talking about it. It's been over. That's not my. That's not me.
Yeah.
Let me calm down here.
Well, hey, and here's what was funny. I'm sitting there watching the game, y'all, and the only time I watch a game where my heart is racing and I'm like on the edge of my seat like that is when it involves one of my teams or I need something to happen to help my team. I was like, I got nothing involved in these games. And there were several of those games where I was sitting there, my heart was pounding, you know. I was like, man.
But see, that goes to, and I'll go next. Mm-hmm. So yes, I would say it's very, very close. But I'm gonna say yes for the fact of we haven't really felt all of this excitement in a while. And I think everybody needed it, especially after COVID. You know, we needed some excitement. We needed something to kind of feel like we're getting back into the groove again.
That's right.
And I do feel like that these games, considering they back-to-back, have been there. I mean, it's always very exciting when your team gets there or you make to the big game, when you make it there to the big game in order to be there. But, you know, when you can see the excitement getting there, you can see that these teams are starting to dominate. And I'm gonna be honest, when you get to the point that you see Brady go down, you're like, oh, who's next?
Exactly.
Because it's wide open then.
Yeah.
And you know what, Big T? I'm just glad no Aggies made any big plays on the playoffs. And I knew we was gonna have to hear about it for the rest.
You always a hater.
I said, please don't let no Aggies make no big plays.
Always.
Please don't let no Aggies make no big plays.
Hey, all A&T alumni, his name is Radar Charles. He can be found at such and such address.
Careful, Radar. Careful, man.
That's why I wear a disguise everywhere I go, just in case somebody recognizes me.
Yeah, just in case. Hey, Bird, your thoughts, man?
I loved it. I'm a football fan. And I love that divisional weekend. The only thing I will say, though, that I think the NFL needs to adopt the college overtime rules where each team gets a possession.
No.
What?
Yes.
No.
They need to listen. If the Bills had a possession, the game would have been a totally different game.
Hey, the Bills had 13 seconds to stop Mahomes from going 50 yards. They couldn't do it. They don't deserve. And then they had overtime to stop him from going 75 yards, and they couldn't do it. I mean, come on.
Take the crown off. It's going to his head, Big T.
And a lot of that, Big T, I'm gonna switch it a little bit, is that I don't understand defensive coordinators that go to the prevent defense in those late, you know, when the game is on the line. That's how Kansas City went down the field, because everybody was dropping back.
Yep.
You remember the first pass was to Hill. He's faster than any car we drive. You know, he's gonna get his yards. And then you're gonna drop back, and Kelsey gonna go in between the seams. I mean, I don't know.
That's why one of my favorite big game endings was when Denver, they called all out blitzes on Brett Favre over and over again. And they were like, well, this is highly unusual. You know, you usually don't see people being this aggressive, but that's how they won that game.
Right. You continue to play the game that got you to that point.
Don't
drop, because those guys are too fast, man, for you to drop back like that. They're gonna go into the areas and catch the ball and fall. Anyway,
go ahead, bro, man.
And when you're playing on the highest level, that's the NFL. You don't bring a college situation into the NFL. You're talking a totally different situation. Whereas it's been successful, you know, and then 17 games you already played, and then you're talking about the playoffs too. And then they play another, half or whatever, man. That's why you call them the NFL, because that's the top dog. That's what you get,
Hey, they basically saying your defense is supposed to be good enough to keep somebody from going 50 yards, 13 seconds, and then going 75 yards in overtime. You can't do that. You don't deserve a shot at winning. So
I agree.
Hey, everybody, be sure to catch this live at home edition of the Crossover every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. You can find us on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. And then on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. It can be found online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and the iTunes Store. When we come back, it is time for the wrap-up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the Tunnel Crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. A couple of quick mentions before we get into our picks. Duke lost last week by 1 point to Florida State. Hey, the Tar Heels, rough week last week. Lost by 28 to Miami, lost by 22 to Wake Forest. They did bounce back with a win last night, but hey, this year they've lost by 17 to Tennessee, 29 to Kentucky, 28 to Miami, 22 to Wake Forest. 4 out of their 6 losses have been embarrassing blowouts. I hope Hubert gets it together because that, down there in Tar Heel land, they're not going to put up with that.
You don't even have to see it, brother.
They're not going to put up with that too much. So, and then another local team, statewide team, East Carolina last week lost to number 10 Houston, 79 to 36. Mm-hmm. Got beat by 43 points. Mm-hmm. They only made 8 shots, 8 baskets in the game. That's the fewest by any team in Division I basketball this year. So, this is a rough team for some of the Carolina teams this week in college basketball.
Yeah, they had a rough shooting night.
Say a rough shooting night, bro.
Yeah, they couldn't find the bucket. They couldn't find the bucket.
All right, so let's move on to our picks here, and we'll start off first by looking at last week's results. And okay, so the reason Birdman is wearing the crown and got the championship belt hanging over his shoulder because he went 4-1 last week. So he is the wins leader for this week in the pick segment. Birdman 4-1. Congratulations, Bird. Congratulations, man. And Aggie P, TP, and Stats all went 3-2. Me, Bromel, and Radar Charles went 2-3. So we bringing up the rear. So the overall standings look like this. There's another reason he got the crown on because he's tied with Radar for first place overall at 10-5. Aggie P, me, Bromel, and TP are all second with 9-6 records. And Stats is bringing up the rear, but he's only 1 game behind us and 2 games out of the lead at 8-7. So the overall standings look like that. The picks for this week are the NFC Championship game between the 49ers and the Rams, the AFC Championship game between the Bengals and the Chiefs. In the NBA on Wednesday night, we got a big one between the Suns and the Jazz. And then we got some women's college basketball action for you on Thursday. Number 20, Carolina at 14-3 at number 21, Duke at 13-4. That's a rivalry game. Then in men's college basketball on Saturday, we got number 12, Kentucky going to number 7, Kansas. And then we got number 19, Ohio State at number 4, Purdue. And we're going to go ahead and lead off the picks with Aggie P. Go ahead and give us your pick, sir.
Our Rams, Chiefs, Suns, Kansas, and Purdue.
The Boilermakers. All right, we got Birdman next. Birdman, give us yours.
49ers, Bengals, Suns, Kansas, and Ohio State.
All right, then we got Bromel. Give us yours, sir.
We got the Rams, Bengals, Suns, UNC Tar Heels, women, and Purdue.
All right, and then we got Radar. Give us yours, sir.
Going with the Rams, Bengals, Suns, Duke women, Kansas, and Ohio State.
Okay, you got one too many. You sent me Kansas, so
I'm gonna take away Duke women. Yeah.
Okay, drop that Duke women. All right, and then that leaves us with Stats. Stats took the 49ers, the Bengals, the Suns, Kansas, and Ohio State. And then I guess it's down to me. I took the Rams, the Chiefs, the Jazz, Kansas, and Purdue. Drop that UNC women for me also. And
right, so
then we got TP. TP, give us yours.
Okay, so I have the Rams, the Chiefs, UNC women, Kansas, and Purdue. And I also want to say that Penny said congratulations to Birdman.
Thank you. You got some love, Bird. You got some love. All right. Hey, it's real quick, y'all. Shaq went on record last week as saying he thinks Deion Sanders should be the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, Shaq. So there you go. All right, let's time for our shut up and play or shout out or shut up and play candidates. And we'll start with you, Queen.
I want to give a local shout out to one of our news affiliates, Julie Luck. She announced today that she'll be stepping away from our local news station, WFNY.
Really?
Found out that she has cancer, and so she'll be dealing with that. So
no,
give her the biggest shout out. I actually met Julie Luck at the Women's Resource Center and talked to her for a while when she first came to WFNY. So we want to send her our love, and we'll be praying for her as well.
Man, that's tough. Yeah, prayers go up for Julie Luck, yo, and her family. Radar, sir.
Shout out to the family, Tunnel Crew as a whole. I'm just glad God is keeping his unchanging hand over us.
There you go. Bromel.
Yeah, I just tell Carolina defense to shut up and play. They're not playing any defense, so and that with defense comes within. It's not. That's a hard thing. You can't teach defense. You got to want to play defense.
Yeah.
So, shut up and play and stop losing by 30.
Yeah, defense is terrible. Aggie P.
Yeah, my shout out goes to the listeners for the comments tonight and the interaction, and hey, we love that.
That's right. Exactly.
Comments coming.
That's right.
Us. I mean, hey, come at Aggie P. I'm ready.
Hey, come at me, bro.
Yeah, come at me, bro.
All right, it's time for Champion Bird. Champion Bird, what's up?
Shout out to my little brother Justice. He had his first basketball game today. So congratulations, little bro. Do your thing.
All right. Hey, and my shout out goes to Ioka Lee. She scored 61 points for Kansas State versus number 14 Oklahoma the other night. That's the most points ever in a women's Division I basketball game. She is now the national leader. Yep, 61 points, y'all. All right. Hey, for Radar.
Narrow is the way.
For Bromel.
Praise the Lord.
There you go. For Aggie P.
No weapon.
For TP.
Blessings to everyone.
For Birdman. I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where y'all, look up and know that your creator is there. Till next time, see ya, and we might want to be.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.